Today's Friday. Look, not much going on today. Thought I would just do a short, quick little video of my film camera collection. Not that anyone asked, but I don't talk about all the gear jargon and all that sort of stuff. If you want, there's heaps of videos out like that, but today is just simply going to be talking about my current collection or the current film cameras I have. So let's get right into it. So the first camera that I want to talk about is this little beauty, the Contax T2. My premise for getting this point and shoot was a bit silly. Like, I kind of regret getting this, to be honest, mainly because of the price point. Now the price is expensive. Now if you try to type this up into eBay, they would average around at least 1,000 Australian bucks. And to be honest, yeah, I do regret getting this in terms of the price point. I mean, everything else is really superb. And the reason I really wanted to get this, despite, you know, all the rage and the social hype around this, was the Carl Zeiss lens. The glass is tack sharp, the controls are minimal. The viewfinder is kind of small, if you can see it there. It did put a bit of a strain in just trying to like peer through this thing. To be honest, if you're wanting to get into point and shoot 35mm, I don't recommend this as an entry level. There are options like the Olympus Zoom. Olympus has an incredible range of different type of point and shoot cameras that are definitely way more affordable than this thing. And they do the same job essentially. You know, point and shoots are just small compact cameras that are supposed to just pick up, turn on, point and shoot. It's supposed to be fast. So if you're just starting out, I would definitely recommend looking at a cheaper alternative, but obviously for really professional looking images, you can't go wrong with this. Second camera I want to talk about is really sentimental to me. This is a Minolta SRT. It's in the case right now, but this is actually my granddad's camera. A little backstory on it. I visited my grandparents, I think last year or the year before that, and I was just really advocating the fact that I was loving analog, I was loving film, and I really wanted to get into it. And I was just looking through a lot of the old family photos that we had and seeing the memories that my grandfather had captured, and he told me that he still has the camera that took those photos, you know, of my dad when he was my age. So I thought that was really cool, and he showed me the camera and it was in incredible condition. So this is the Minolta, and it's currently just got a fixed prime 50mm on it. Yeah, my granddad, he kept it in really good condition. It's a completely manual 35mm camera. That manual sort of process of, you know, cocking the lever and pressing the shutter button is definitely something I haven't experienced before, and I don't use it as much often because I do have a bunch of other cameras. But I think obviously when this whole isolation thing is over, yeah, I would love to get some more portraits on this because it's still good enough to get some cool images. But yeah, this is really cool, really sentimental, and definitely need to shoot with this more. So next what I have is a medium format camera. This is called the Mamiya 645. I featured this on I think a few videos. This is an incredible camera. The reason I got this was the reasonable price range compared to a bunch of medium format cameras out there. You know, I was wanting to get the RZ67, but that is a top tier medium format camera that's, you know, 2,000 to 3,000 Australian dollars online. And for me, I was just wanting to get started, and this is a perfect entry-level medium format camera for anyone that wants to get started into it. So when I bought this, I was looking at a lot of different options, and this one came with an auto winding grip. When I turn it on, it'll auto wind it, and it's got a nice handle instead of just a little box. So, you know, design-wise, it's nice to hold, and I bought it with a 80mm at 2.8, and it's got a little, I'm actually not gonna open this up because I realized I had a roll of film in there and I accidentally exposed it a little bit, so that's my mistake. But basically it has a film back in it, so you can use this to open this up and pretty much, you know, roll your film, and you've got a little dark slide here to insert and put in the back when you're ready to shoot. This one just came with a eye level viewfinder. I really did want to get like a waist level viewfinder with, you know, something like the RZ67. And to be honest, I'm really happy that I got this. I think I only got it for about, you know, $700. I think now it's definitely a bit higher. I think it's around the $1,000 mark because it's becoming more and more popular. The recent 2 or 3 shoots I've done have solely just been filmed, so I didn't even bring my digital camera, and that was purely just to challenge me, you know, to take my time and really go about the shoot with a more thoughtful process. And that's been a really good lesson for me, going about, you know, 15 exposures per roll. But yeah, I honestly can't encourage, you know, having a look at this camera. I would love to try and get another prime lens for this. Yeah, highly recommend something like this. Last but not least, Canon AutoZoom 318. So this is a Super 8 camera. So if you don't know what Super 8 is, just type it into YouTube. If you want to operate this, you have to buy a cartridge. What I didn't realize is operating a Super 8 camera is quite pricey, especially in Australia. There's only a few places that can actually sell Super 8 cartridges. One cartridge will average from about 45 to 50 bucks, and then having to develop that is, you know, almost double the price of that. So, and each cartridge is only going to deliver you maybe 2 to 3 minutes worth of footage. So definitely, if you're wanting to get into Super 8, please consider the fact that it is quite a financial burden, but the type of stuff that you can get out of this is incredibly phenomenal. I made a small video just encapsulating a couple moments from last year. If you're wanting to buy Super 8, just make sure to ask the owner or whoever's selling it if the motor is running properly and if it's functioning well. What you do is just open it up, insert the cartridge, press this button down here, like almost like a gun. You just hold down and you're good to go. Traveling, this is definitely really cool just to have, and it's a good icebreaker. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It was really sort of spontaneous. I don't have any notes or script or anything. I literally just talked about what I thought of each of these cameras and my experiences. I'm gonna show a bunch of the photos that I've taken with each of these cameras. But I think when you're going out to buy film cameras, it's fun definitely just to go to a vintage market and get a couple cool point and shoots. But if you're wanting to get really serious into it, the best thing to do is obviously understand how much you actually have to spend. And number 2 is, will it fill your needs? I think it's better to start small and just build yourself up. Teach yourself with the gear that you have, but definitely the best gear that you have is what you have on you right now and what you can make do with that. So I'm still trying to learn from that. I really love buying new gear and upgrading. I mean, who doesn't? But I think definitely with the current collection that I have now, I'm gonna try and stick with it for as long as I can. But anyway, that's all from me. I hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, queries, comment on the video or DM me on Instagram. Take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you on the next one.